Is the Senate map expanding for Democrats? Maybe. All right, let's get into it. Hello from New York. So on Thursday morning, the National Democratic Senatorial Committee, the committee that's in charge of electing incumbent Democrats, announced that they were going to spend money on TV ads in Florida and Texas. Now that's interesting because Florida and Texas are represented respectively by Rick Scott, a Republican, and Ted Cruz, a Republican. They are the only two Republicans who are really in any danger in Senate races this year, and let's talk about whether they're actually in danger. So let me go big, and then I'll go small. So here's the big picture on the Senate, and this is important because if you don't think the Senate is important, I give you Justices Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and Amy Coney Barrett. Right. So Democrats have a one-seat majority in the Senate right now, 51-49. There are 23 Democratic seats up this year. There are only 11 Republican seats up. Now, of those 23 Democratic seats, 3 of them, that's West Virginia, Montana, and Ohio, are in states that Donald Trump carried in 2020 and that he's going to carry again in 2024. Of the 11 Republican seats that are up, Joe Biden won 0 of them. So tilted playing field in a lot of different ways. The West Virginia race is already over. The Republicans are going to pick that seat up. Joe Manchin, who is the Democratic senator, announced he is not running for re-election. Trump is going to win West Virginia by untold amounts of points. And Jim Justice, who's the governor of the state, is going to win West Virginia. Montana. So this is John Tester, a guy who's been in the Senate since 2006. He's won as a Democrat in a Republican state, but he's never been on the ballot in a presidential year like this before. So in 2024, Donald Trump is going to win Montana by at least 15 points. He won by 15 points in 2020, by the way, in the state. And it looks like Tester is going to wind up losing that race. Now, do the math. That's 2 Republican pickups. What that means is that there will then be a Republican Senate majority, whether or not Republicans win the White House. If they win those 2 seats, and this is the key point, Democrats win no seats of Republicans. So I think as you see Montana start to fade, as you see Ohio, where Sherrod Brown, a Democratic senator, is running, as you see Ohio get more and more competitive, again, same problem as West Virginia, problem as Montana, except slightly less in that Ohio is not as Republican as those states, but still, Donald Trump is going to win Ohio, and that's going to make it hard for Sherrod Brown to win. So as you see those states start to move, I think Democrats are saying we have to play offense somewhere, and the somewhere is going to be Florida and Texas. Now, Texas, I think, is marginally a little bit better opportunity. Ted Cruz is not particularly well liked. Beto O'Rourke in 2018 got 47% of the vote there. Colin Allred, who's a former NFL linebacker and member of Congress, is running strong. Polls show him close, probably down a few points to Cruz. In Florida, Rick Scott, former governor, now the senator, a former Democratic congresswoman, is running against him. Why are Democrats getting in here? Again, I think at least part of it is PR. I think they feel pressure because their donors, particularly their big donors, are saying, the Senate is slipping away and you're not doing anything. We're not playing any offense. So they say, okay, we're going to spend some money there. And I read the press release really carefully. What that press release announcing these ads in Texas and Florida said is multi-million-dollar campaign. Now, what that means is $2 million campaign, which is not nothing. But in a state like Texas or Florida, you got to spend $25 or $30 million on TV for it to make any kind of dent. So I think this is more trying to please people in the donor community than it's about they're really going to make a run at Texas or Florida. I still think it's pretty easy for a Democrat to get about 46 or 47% in those states, and really, really hard for a Democrat to get over 50% in those states. So in my mind, the Senate playing field hasn't really changed all that much, though let me put one other on the map for you since we're talking about it. Nebraska. In Nebraska, Deb Fischer is a Republican. She's running for re-election. You would think it would be fine, but there's an independent. There's no Democratic candidate, but there's an independent candidate running. And the National Republican Party just announced that they're going to start spending some money on TV ads in Nebraska. So just file that one away in the old brain. We haven't really talked much about it, but that could be an out of nowhere potentially competitive race. I think the Senate is going to go Republican because I think I know that West Virginia is gone. I think Montana is gone. I think Ohio is at best a toss-up for Democrats. And I just don't see a pickup in Florida or Texas. I see close races, but not a pickup. So I would say no, the Senate map hasn't really expanded, with the asterisk that, maybe if they spend 20, 30 million in one of those states, if Democrats do, now we're talking, or if Nebraska somehow sort of pops on the map and surprises us all in these last 40 days. All right, that's it from me from New York. I told you I'd do a video every day. This is a hard day to do one, but I'm doing one. I just walked like 40 blocks and I'm here. I ask you to do 4 things for me. I ask you to subscribe to my channel. It's easy. Just hit subscribe. I ask you to like this video. Again, easy. Just thumbs up. I ask you to comment on this video. Do it for the algorithm. And I ask you to tell 10 friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody take care of themselves. I will have a live stream tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can ask me anything. I'll be back in Washington, D.C. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves and be well.